In today's competitive business world, it's a very critical issue about employee career management and development and how it enhances the growth of the organization. You're welcome to AAU Talks, the voice of higher education in Africa. My name is Ajiman Ochredako, and today we're looking at driving employee success, strategies for effective employee management and development. And I have with me an insightful guest to help us understand all the in and outs about employee management and development, and also to understand how effective it is to create that viable environment for your employees to grow their career. Just stay with me, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. When we come back, I'll let you know who he is. And as usual, we zoom right to discussion. Stay with us. You're welcome back to AAU Talks, the voice of higher education in Africa, and I'm glad that you stay with us. We're looking at driving employee success, the effective strategies for driving employee career management and development. And with me in the studio is an astute HR consultant with great experience in human resource management and personal growth, the person of Mr. Yaw Owusu Okyere. You're welcome to AAU Talks, sir.
Thank you so much, Ajimai, to your team and yourself for having me this afternoon.
Great. It's a good opportunity to have you because we're about to talk about a very important issue that is affecting employee growth and also on a macro-wise human capital growth in the African continent, which is about driving employee success with the issues of career development and management. With so many years of experience that you have in human resource management, what would you say is the significance of an issue of career management and development?
Okay, thank you, Ajimai. First, I would explain what career management is.
Great.
And then what career development is. Career management is a process of understanding yourself
Great.
as a person, identify your own career goals and your strategy, and then implementing the strategy and reviewing and monitoring it to ensure that you are achieving your goals.
Great.
It is important that you are self-aware of yourself. You know your strengths, the areas that you have to develop as a person.
Great.
And there are tools that you can use to deduce that.
Great.
It's also important that you craft your brand. And so if I take myself as an HR person, in my organization, there are things that I am known for, that Yaw has got the strengths in these areas in HR that I harness and deliver in work. Then also, to build your career, you need to network within your organization and beyond your organizations.
Okay.
Network with a wide range of professionals in the industry. And lastly, I would say that it is important that you manage up. What do I mean by managing up? You need to manage your boss. It doesn't mean you should suck up to your boss, but what it means is trying to understand who your boss is, what his strengths are, what his challenges are, what keeps your boss awake at night, and finding solutions to those challenges that your boss is facing so that you can make your boss's life easy, so that the two of you, as a boss and as a direct report, will collaborate and grow together in the workplace.
Great.
So that's career management. Career development, on the other hand, is also planning and developing your own career, which is aligned to what the organization also requires. So the organization has certain strategies or goals that it wants to achieve. To do so, it needs the right people with the right skills, the right knowledge and competencies to deliver what the organization wants to achieve. And so in developing your career, there are bits and pieces that you need to do that aligns with what the organization wants to achieve. We'll delve deeper as we go.
Great. It's getting exciting. And you know, some organizations have great plans to improve the lives of the employees' careers and manage them to be much more better than what they were initially. However, there are some conditions that we face in our part of the world where we don't see so much of career development. The HR manager sees career development as parties and birthday parties and gifts. And then we have an opposing view that it's all about building my career, building my skill to the next level. What would you say in your assessment is the crust of career management and development?
Now, if you look at 651, the Labor Act 2003, Section 9, subsection D, talks about the employer training and retraining employees so they can do their work very well.
Oh, okay.
It is the organization or the employer stands to gain a lot by training and developing the employees.
Great.
So that at each point in time, employees have the right skills, they have the right knowledge, and the abilities to deliver exceptionally in their roles. So that collectively, the organization can achieve its strategic objectives. This would require resources, including money, budgets, time on the part of line managers who manage employees, collaboration from employees themselves, so that together the organization can achieve, employee managing careers and developing the careers of employees. It's a joint responsibility.
You were mentioning what goes into this whole career development and management module. You mentioned money, time, resources, and all that. Without funds, without networks, is it possible for an ordinary HR manager to undertake some meaningful kind of career development for his or her staff?
It is very possible. And so developing your employees is not just paying for them to go for training outside the organization. Internally, you can still develop your employees through coaching. Line managers can develop their teams through coaching. Employees can be developed through mentoring, where the organization develops a formal mentoring program, and then employees are identified and assigned mentors to develop them in maybe specific areas within the organization. Beyond that, you can have job rotations where, for example, in HR, there are different subunits in HR. So you have HR BPs who are the front of the organization. You have the shared services, and you have the learning and development teams. Let's assume that an HR officer sits in the shared services team. As part of his career management and development, we can assign him to whether the learning and development function so that he would learn for, say, 3 months to gain a deeper understanding of what the L&D team does. And then we can also assign him to the HRBP to work with the senior business partners so that this officer will develop the skills and the competencies to operate as a business partner. And when there's an opportunity, when there's a vacancy, and we think that this officer is prepared, we can either move this officer into that role without even interviewing, so that we are growing the officer's career internally. So you don't always need budgets or money to develop your people.
You were mentioning some roles like the senior business partners and then HR business partners. I used to work with a multinational firm, so I know that these positions are very common. They're very important. But there are some other settings which don't even recognize an HRBP or SBP. And in those settings, can we say they are deplorable because they don't have all these factors in there to ensure career management and development within the sectors? What do? Do they languish where they are to zero, or there is a way where they could use their own HR department as a sole HR unit to make this happen?
I would say that if they have HR people in there, it is incumbent upon the HR people to engage with the leaders of the business, to let them understand the critical role that HR plays in every organization.
Sure.
It's a journey and it's a partnership. You'll not achieve this within a day or a month, but it's a lifelong journey. The partners need to sit down and discuss with their leaders or the business owners why it is important to have an HR function, a function with the right people who have the right skills to partner the business and drive the business. And I'm sure that along the journey, the owners may understand and appreciate when HR provides value to the business and they can identify whether in metrics that, okay, this is what HR contributed, to the business, and we have seen this growth. Maybe we have seen this change in behavior and attitudes in our people. We are seeing that people have developed knowledge and skills and is being transferred to work. And we can see that productivity has increased and it has impacted the bottom line.
That's great. But there is also an opposition somewhere where we have to create room for obstacles. What are some of the very probable obstacles that can interfere in an effective module to roll out career management on the side of HR and also in its effectiveness to employees? Is there any bottlenecks that should be anticipated in these two circles?
Precisely. Definitely, it requires investment or budgets. For you to develop your employees, it requires resources, money, time on the part of line managers. If a business is struggling financially, it can be challenging for the business to allocate resources for employee development. If line managers themselves who manage the people directly don't even understand what career development is, it will be difficult for them to develop their own teams, which would affect the employees, their productivity, and subsequently the bottom line. And so it is important that all the actors, the leadership of the business, the line managers, HR, and employees would collaborate so that all the parties would be able to develop all the employees in the organization, for the employees to develop the skills, the knowledge, and the competencies required to do their jobs very well, so that the organization at the end of the day would achieve its strategic objectives. The employees would grow, be happy, be motivated to do more, and then it will also reflect in the bottom line. When, let's say, we are selling more products, customers are buying our products, and the money is coming in. So it's a collaborative effort.
Great. And so if you just joined us, we're looking at driving employee success through effective career management and development modules. The point is either you're working for somebody or someone works for you. So you need to sit and actually appreciate some of these things happening around the world of work and how you can drive employee management and development to a different level for your own productivity in the workplace. So just stay with us. We're right back after this short break, okay? Stay with us. You're welcome back on AAU Talks, the voice of higher education in Africa, and wherever you may be, I'm glad you're watching us. Basically, we're looking at driving your success or your boss's success in that work setting, because we're looking at how we can enhance employee productivity through effective career management and development activities. And Mr. Yaw, before we went on the break, we're looking at some of these breakthrough moments for employees and for HR managers. But back to the point, there may be some initiatives like coaching and mentoring. You may not have all the money or investment to be able to create that module to train and develop, but you may have the expertise in your own way as an HR professional within the organization to offer mentorship and coaching or proffer that advice to line managers to do that. How effective is mentorship and coaching to employee career development and management?
Okay. So mentoring and coaching are two separate things.
Okay.
Coaching is where your line manager holds your hands and guides you to enable you do your work very well.
Okay.
So let's say that you've written a report. It's not up to the standard that your line manager requires. Your line manager would sit with you, have a discussion, and explain to you what the standard is and what you need to do differently next time. So the next time when you are required to write the report, you know exactly what to put into the report and how to format it and all that. So that's coaching. Mentoring, on the other hand, is where you identify somebody who has excelled in his or her career, and you decide that you would want that person to mentor you on an individual level. And so you would need to engage that person, have a discussion, and agree the terms of the mentorship program. From the point of the organization can decide to have a formal mentoring program internally, where it is established, employees are identified, let me say high potential employees are identified, and they assign mentors across the organization, and they would meet with the mentors to learn different things from the mentors, how they started with their careers, what challenges they face, and how they brave the odds to get to the level that they have gotten to. And the hope and expectation is that once employees have gained these knowledge or information, they are going to use it to develop their own individual careers and then transfer whatever they've learned onto the job, such that they can produce optimum results in their jobs. And who is the beneficiary? Both the employee and the organization.
And looking at those issues, you may want to recommend in sustaining mentorship and coaching. How do we take it to the next level in terms of driving employee appreciation or retention on these sessions? How do we track the progress on mentorship and coaching?
Okay, so tracking the progress. So I would say that, let's say that somebody has gone through a 6 weeks or 3 months mentorship program. It is important that the line manager, even before the person is assigned on the program, would agree certain objectives with the employee before the employee is assigned on the mentoring program. It's also important that maybe month after month or week after week, the line manager would need to engage with the employee to find out how the program is going, so that he or she can provide any support to the mentee as and when is required. At the end of the mentoring program, the line manager still needs to engage his direct report to find out what the mentee learned during the program, how he or she is going to transfer what they have learned on the program into their work, such that productivity is going to go up. And then on the side of coaching happens on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, because employees are working when there are shortfalls. It is important that the line managers who are observing and assessing their work are honest and transparent with them when they give them feedback, so that the direct reports are very much aware of where the gaps are and how they need to step up their game to deliver the results that is required from their line managers and the entire organization.
How can also digital platforms be deployed in also securing, improving the same career management development? Do we have any means to include digital means to ensure that this is done?
Yes, we do. So, for example, in terms of learning, one of the things that organizations can do, if their budgets allow them, is to provide online learning for all employees. There are various vendors who provide online learning. You have Coursera, you have EDX, you have Udemy, quite a number of them. If budgets allow, organizations can buy these products tailored to suit their needs and make it available to all employees. One, to help them learn and develop the skills and competencies they need to do their work well. Beyond that, I would stress that it is important that once the organization is investing money or budgets into these learning programs, that they contract employees during the performance management process. You can contract a direct report to undertake, let's say, a minimum of 4 learning interventions within a financial year. So 1 intervention for each quarter, 4 for the whole year.
Great.
Or you can do, let's say, 6, so that as part of the performance management contract, A direct report is supposed to undertake specific learning programs that will help him or her develop new skills or upskill. So they acquire the knowledge and skills to do their work very well. So that at the end of the day, when they transfer what they have learned to work, productivity will go high. The organization at the end of the day would obtain its objective. So it's worth the investment.
Great. If there's any organization today seeking to improve or enhance employee career management and development, and they have no idea where to start from, should they do? What's the first thing they should do right now? How to start this whole process? Okay,
I think that if they want to start career management and development, they first need to train line managers.
Okay.
Line managers are critical in every organization. They sit and manage their teams. It is important that line managers themselves are self-aware. They know how to manage themselves. They know how to lead teams. They understand the strategy of the organization such that they can cascade the strategy to their direct reports and overall manage their teams better. That's one. Yeah. Two is coaching and mentoring, internally. So either using an external consultant to develop a mentoring program that suits the needs of the particular organization, and then rolling it out for, you may not be able to do it for all the employees, but then if you're practicing your succession management very well, you know who the top flyers are in your organization, and so you can focus on them first before you roll it out to other employees within the organization.
Well, it's been a great time with Yaw Owusu Okyere, an international HR consultant, and we're looking at how we can drive employee success through career management and development techniques. And basically, if you want to start something like this on how you need advice on how you can start and how to be effective, a very moderate approach. Well, you just said it. You can call him for assistance. Actually, check him up on LinkedIn for more advice, and also just the basics. Train your line managers, and they will be the ones to drive the success down to the other subordinates, and then collectively the organization will see the difference and that impact they're looking for. So thank you, Mr. Yaw, for your time on the program. There's a final remark you want to give out there. Anybody out there who is in search for an HR consultant for matters like this, what do you want to say to them?
I would say that human resources is like the engine oil in the car. Without the engine oil, the car cannot move. It is people who build the business. Yeah. And so it is important that organizations would start rethinking the approach and invest in the people in the organization so that the people or the employees would gain the knowledge, the skills, and the abilities to do their work very well. Yeah. So that at the end of it all, the organization would attain its strategic objectives.
Great.
Thank you.
Just invest your time, invest your resources in your employees, and then build that dream firm you're looking for. It's been a great time on AAU Talks. My name is Ajimon Ochudako, and keep watching AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa, as we bring you the very transformational concepts and programs to help you grow yourself and what you do. Have a nice day and be safe. Bye.